much for all that you do for us. We ask you to be with us in what we do here tonight, that we will do, first of all, conduct ourselves exactly the way you would have us conduct ourselves, Lord, but then we'll also do the business of our school system in the way that it should be done, and everything we decide and make decisions on tonight will be for the betterment of our system, our teachers, our students, Lord, and we thank you for such a great system that we're in. We thank you for what you're doing in our system. We thank you for it. Be with us tonight. Forgive us, Lord, where we fail. In thy name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, Ms. Daniel will read the mission, vision, and belief statement. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the vote.
Mrs. Mosley?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Wise?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Daniel? Mr. Harris?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I have a motion to approve the February 10th, 2026 work session board meeting minutes as presented?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the vote.
Mrs. Mosley?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Wise?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Daniel? Yes, ma'am. Mr. Harris?
Yes, ma'am.
We have several recognitions tonight. We're going to start with the Good as Gold and the principal report from Arthur Williams, and I think Dr. Burgess is going to come up and start those presentations for us.
Good evening. Thank y'all for letting me be here to talk about some outstanding people we have at Arthur Williams Middle School and to talk about our school progress a little bit. First, for our Good as Gold, we have our certified teacher, Ms. Maggie Bryant. Ms. Maggie Bryant teaches 7th grade language arts at Arthur Williams. She goes above and beyond for her students and our school. She is a consistent and positive presence in her hallway and treats everyone she sees with kindness. Mrs. Bryant is excellent at building relationships with students, staff, and parents. And when there's a student in need or a job to be done, Ms. Bryant never fails to offer her assistance. She takes pride in her teaching and strives to be better each day. We are proud to have Ms. Bryant as part of our family at Arthur Williams.
Slow down, Maggie.
For our classified Good as Gold, we have Ms. Kayla Richards. Ms. Kayla Richards serves our school as a paraprofessional in various grade levels and subjects. Her outstanding collaboration skills allow her to serve our students and support our teachers at the highest level possible. Ms. Richards never fails to have a smile on her face, and she brings a positive attitude into the class every day. She never turns down an opportunity to help others when it is needed, and she's a vital part of our staff, and we are lucky to have her. And finally, for our student, good as gold, we have Donovan Lord. Donovan is an 8th grade student at Arthur Williams. He practices the habits that we expect at Arthur Williams every day. Our standards of respect, effort, and responsibility are demonstrated daily by Donovan. He comes to school with a great attitude, helps others in need, and gives his best each day. He often helps at lunch with cleaning the tables and assists teachers in various tasks without having to be asked. He shows what it means to be a true Arthur Williams Yellow Jacket. All right, for our principal's report, talk a little bit about what's going on at Arthur Williams this year and moving into next as well. So at Arthur Williams, closing gaps was an area that was identified over the summer that we knew we needed to address with some urgency. And to address this area, we began with our SIP goal, our School Improvement Plan goal, and looked at how we could better support our team of teachers in moving our students forward. So we began by putting school processes into place that would limit distractions to the best of our ability and limit the barriers to learning, so we can move into a more targeted and precise areas for identified growth. I'm happy to report through all that work that we've seen a decrease by 29% in our behavior referrals from year over year, and we have seen a 4.5% jump in our daily attendance percentages, which is great. That is showing that our students, teachers, and families truly value education, and we're thankful to have the stakeholder support to make all that possible. We've coupled that progress in attendance and behavior with targeted trainings for our teachers, such as co-teaching, differentiation, specially designed instruction, and teacher leadership. We've used our PLC time to implement these trainings and help move our students and teachers forward, and we've had a bunch of teachers step up for peer observations and leading PLCs for us. Next year, we're excited about the addition of 2 REP classes to address some of the goals that we have to close these gaps with specific areas and demographics of students. This will be for ELA and math. We also are excited to announce that we've had a revamped PTO this year. We've had a big group of parents step up for us. That's been very exciting because we know that we need the parents to be as successful as we possibly can be. And finally, I know Ms. Ogden and I think Dr. Burgess is next on or coming up on the agenda with the District Spelling Bee winner, but we are very proud to have the District Spelling Bee winner to be part of Arthur Williams and represent us in that way. Thank you.
I do. Mr. Grayson, since you're taking over, how's your test scores? Are they closing the gaps on all your process?
So our diagnostic data for iReady, we are showing our typical and our stretch growth. It's on par with what it was last year. In some areas, we're improving a little faster, but it's typical growth for what we have seen last year. Our common assessment data is tracking to show that we are closing the gaps with our differentiation and our targeted process.
Good. And one more question. What is your team doing from an administrative point to support your staff? Can you give me an idea of, like, do you greet them every day with open arms? Do you listen to their complaints? Are you and your staff, or the administrators, are y'all closing that relationship to where you build that chemistry within your school?
Yes, sir, I would say we are. We revamped our PLCs this year to make sure that we got in front of the teams at least once a week as a team. Other than that, we're in rooms at least 5 times a week with our e-walks. We all see a hallway for instruction and other support. As far as supporting them away from instruction, we always make sure that we have our doors open and we're ready to help where we can. Our new teachers especially, we've included a new teacher PLC this year that has really shown that it's helped with this. Some of that discipline data that I shared, their classroom management and the processes they put in place have been really impactful for us.
Appreciate the good job you're doing. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yeoman.
Thank you.
Next up is Martha Puckett, Middle School. Dr. White.
Good afternoon, board members and Wayne County constituents. My name is Dr. White, and I'm really happy here to recognize one of our staff member that's here and a student. Another one of my staff members could not make it because her daughter is playing basketball. But the first person I want to go ahead and recognize is Miss Deidre Pryor. Miss Pryor is always so positive, willing to help her colleagues, very receptive to feedback, and has a great relationship with her students and teacher alike. One other thing that I like to share about Miss Pryor that she didn't think I was going to share, every year for the last 3 years, every Christmas, she go out to the nursing home and deliver gifts to the nursing home. And that's the same thing she does when she come into the school. She delivers some good stuff to our students. Miss Deidre Pryor. Student, good to go, is Faith Lewis. Faith Lewis is very involved, very studious, and have a great relationship with students and teacher alike. Also, I just shared with a couple of individuals, come on up. Every morning I speak to her, I never told her this, but her voice sounds so angelic when she said, good morning, like, she makes my day. But Miss Faith, she take care of business, she always walk in the hallways, smiling and just spreading love. And I just want to thank you for being who you are. And congratulations. It's Faith Lewis, everyone.
She can also sing too. She's part of our praise team at my church.
Oh, wow. Teacher who could not, I'm sorry, the staff who could not make it today was Miss Brianna Falk. She's one of our apparel. She's wonderful in all she does. She's very willing to help whenever needed and is great with all students. And then talking with her, actually she's in school now to become a teacher. And then talking with her, she told me that she have 2 nephews that have exceptionality, and that's what drawn her to go to SPED. And I tell you, she do wonderful things with the SPED students. And her name is Brianna Falk. And for the principal report, it's going to be real simple and quick, but also I like always give our mission statement. Our Martha Puckett mission statement is to provide students with quality teaching and learning that will promote college and career readiness. And we achieve this by being consistent, intentional, and accountable. We try to be consistent with our delivery of our information and instruction to the student, be intentional in our planning when we have our PLCs about what we're going to teach and deliver to our student, and being accountable for our results. And that's for the students as well. They have to be consistent, intentional about their grades as well. Our goal at Martha Puckett is to increase the culture and climate by measuring by our discipline. Currently, our discipline is down, but also we like to celebrate our teachers and students on a regular basis. I think we're probably going to have celebration coming up right before the milestones. I think in end of March, we're going to have a celebration for those students. And our other goal is to increase the scoring proficiency and distinguish by 3% in our ELA and our math. Milestone last year, we dropped a little in the ELA, but we increased in our math area. Also, what we're doing in the math part, we provide a lot of training for our teachers and on all academic language. We provide training for the SDI. We have a lot of assisted technology training that took place this year, and we're currently going through the co-teaching cycle with the SPED teachers as well. And Martha Puckett is considered an ATSI school. It's an additional targeted support and improvement. That is where the state come in and they provide us some supports, and with that support they provided us, we provided all those training with those teachers so we could be prepared to move our student off the list, or move ourselves off the list. And we got identified as the ATSI school by our SPED population not showing growth. But with these additional support that we have with the SDI, which was specialized design instruction for our SPED teachers to be able to provide for our students. And I tell you, with the assisted technology, it helped kids put them on their grade level. And it's a very good device where we have a rewrite component on there where it helps kids to listen to what's going on in information that they're reading. And also they have where you can use dictionaries in there So the read, write, and the assistive technology is really moving our kids forward. How we know we are using this and moving in the right direction? A couple of data that shows that we are moving in the right direction. The first is our iReader data. We had a baseline data this year, but it was higher than last year, but it's a baseline for this year. Our winter data actually showed that we had growth in ELA and math, although we didn't meet in math, but we met in ELA. And also, another indicator that showed we're moving right, we had several students to move out of remedial classes, ELA and math. So that let us know our targeted support is working. So our last iReady data will be in spring, will be the last week in March. Another data, like I said, we're gonna have a celebration for those students that move. And then we're gonna get prepared for the milestone. Also, which came with the ATSI, came a lot of observation from the state, which opened our eyes up to some of our strength, but also to help us hone in on some of our opportunities. And it's a couple of things that we started off real well. Last couple observations, we realized we dropped the ball because we was trying to add something else, still just focus on that, and that was our success criteria. So we realigned our success criteria. My IC, she did another guide for our lesson plans, just to get the teachers more clarity on how to complete their lesson plan and put that SDI and that success criteria in that lesson plan. And we have some teachers that really understand success criteria because in their lesson, you can hear them refer back to the success criteria, but they also answering that question that's in that success criteria. That really let an administrator know, okay, they really understand what they're doing, and it shows on their test scores as well. Also, we have the ARW that was created this year, and what we put on in the district for that Ms. Edenfield and brought together, which consists of a lot of administrators from different schools that go in and do some observation. Sometimes when we have these different observations, like from the ATI to state and also for the district, you see some commonality. And one commonality was success criteria and learning targets. Although you probably have some discrepancies in the other, but that made sense to that success criteria and learning target, which we went back to the drawing board to try to get that prepared. Because once we get that success criteria and that learning target, they're gonna open the access for the kids to learn, to really understand what's going on. So that's why it's important to have that success criteria and learning target posted and corrected for the student. Now, our next goal is just get prepared for the testing. I know our APTT, we're gonna pass out some information to the teachers, to the parents to get them some support, some guidance to how to support their kids and get them prepared for the milestone as well. Yeah, that's just it. Any questions?
I just have one, same one I asked
Yes, sir.
Mr. And Dr. White. I appreciate everything you said right then. So what is y'all's end goal on supporting your staff and your teachers? How do y'all go about ensuring that you know as well as I do, when somebody is happy in their job, they're happy with the kids. If they're happy with the kids, then the education system's going to soar. So when I have an employee that wants to come to work every day because they are meeting their goals and they're satisfied with the way that they are performing their job, how do y'all reward these people, and what are y'all doing to encourage them to always continue to give 100% in the classroom so our kids are successful when they leave Wayne County High School and go on to their next career in their life?
Well, we celebrate them like when we probably have Teacher of the Month. We'll celebrate them that way. But not only that, you can just celebrate them by telling them what you actually see. And once they at that point, ask more feedback from that individual so they know they have a buy-in to what's taking place in the school. So more solicitation from them. Hey, what can we do to improve? Which we send out a survey. We try to send out a survey every quarter when we're doing our iReady. We try to get some feedback from the teachers. And so we bring that all into play in our leadership, and sometimes we deliver it back to the staff in the faculty meeting. So, and the most important thing is just be honest with it. Be honest. I tell all my teachers, make sure you take care of the kids like they're your kid. And so when I see that, you know what teachers taking care of the kids. Kids want to go into their class. You hear kids talking about them in the hallway. And the ones that don't, you just, hopefully they're going to see what this teacher is doing and it rub off. But just be honest with those teachers. solicit more feedback from them, and just continue celebrating.
And I think that's a key statement you made. When you have a staff that feels like they have a voice and they have a buy-in, and that you support that, I think that's critical in any environment or any job status. You know, like the old saying goes, sometimes it's not the best, it's just the right.
Yes.
And that's the way it goes. So thank you for answering that question. I appreciate it, sir.
No problem, sir. Thank you.
Dr. White. Next, we have our Melba Bennett Murphy Community Service Award.
All right, good evening. The Wayne County Board of Education is proud to honor Dr. J. Matthew Velosan of the Bone and Joint Institute of South Georgia as a recipient of the Melba Bennett Murphy Unsung Heroes Community Service Award. Dr. Velosan joined Bone and Joint after beginning his career as a U.S. Army orthopedic surgeon, where he gained a wealth of experience in treating sports-related and traumatic injuries. He's a diplomat of the American Board of Orthopedic Surgery, as well as a fellow of the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgery and a member of the Society of Military Orthopedic Surgeons. Dr. Velosan has consistently devoted his time, talent, and resources to improving athletic programs in Wayne County. Just this school year, Dr. Velosan has donated over $15,000 to improvements in our sports facilities, and in the last 3 years, he's donated more than $40,000 for the betterment of the children in the Wayne County school system. He frequently stays on the sidelines at various sporting events in case athletes need medical attention, and he also provides surgical services to help athletes recover from sports injuries quickly and completely. So tonight is our honor to present to Dr. Velosan the Melba Bennett Murphy Unsung Heroes Community Service Award.
Thank you, Dr. Velosan. Next, we're going to recognize our district spelling bee winner.
All right, as Mr. Yeomans mentioned earlier, this young man was unable to be here tonight. The Arthur Williams Middle School had a band concert, and we certainly understand he wanted to be there for that. So we will make sure we would get him his recognition in person to him. But tonight we want to recognize him. We want to recognize an outstanding achievement by one of our Arthur Williams students. This year's Wayne County Spelling Bee was an impressive competition that lasted 21 rounds, showcasing perseverance, focus, and a deep command of language. After advancing through word after word, including the word stucco, the winning word that secured the championship was Zimbabwe. Anybody? No, never mind.
I'm writing it down now, trying to
There
figure
you
it
go,
out.
right. We are very excited to recognize Brody Paget, a 7th grade student at Arthur Williams Middle School, as a 2025 Wayne County Spelling Bee champion. His determination and composure under pressure reflect the academic excellence we strive to cultivate across our district. We congratulate Brody, his family, and his school on this remarkable accomplishment, and he will be representing Wayne County in the region spelling bee. I believe that's in Savannah, I think in March, I believe. So he's unable to be here, but let's give him a round of applause. Keep going.
Yes, sir. Keep
All
going.
right. Go Jackets. That's it. All right. At this time, we want to recognize two young men who participated in the Georgia High School Association State Wrestling Tournament. 6 state qualifiers representing Wayne County High School participated in the state wrestling tournament between February 11th and 14th. And this is a school record for the most participants in the state tournament. At this time, I'd like to ask Coach Poinsett to come forward, and we're going to present certificates on behalf of the Board of Education to 2 young men who placed in the state tournament in their respective weight classes. We'd also like to note that this is the first time in Wayne County wrestling history that there was a state place finisher, and we actually had 2 this year. First, we'd like to bring up Jaden Leak, a Wayne County High School senior who placed 5th in the state in the 138-pound class.
I don't think that's the right class, Coach.
I was 138. Maybe 6th grade. I was 138. Jaden's on his way. He had some car issues, and he's right around the corner. But I have the other one right here.
Good.
We also have Grayson Dumas, a Wayne County High School sophomore who placed 5th in the state in the 150-pound class.
All right.
Sharon,
Coach Miss Daniel has a question.
With his, with his weight, it was 427 on there. So when we went up to the Clayton County Convocation Center, there were over 4,000 to 5,000 wrestlers there. And we truly, we did something that hasn't been done in quite a while right here. We had two young men that finished fifth, but I'd like to say this too. We didn't go there with two young men. We went there with six. One of them sitting back there right there. Grover, can you stand up, please? Grover finished his career with 108 victories.
Wow.
Grover had a top 12 finish, Miss Daniel, but I also going to tell you something too. I was going to kind of keep it, but these two young men and the one going to walk in the door right here, they were nominated to the Georgia Wrestling Coaches All-State Academic Team today, those three. So that was good. And then finally, the last thing I can say about these two young men, especially Grover and Jaden Leak, who's walking in, they are going to be the first two wrestlers in Wayne County history that are going to sign grant and aids to wrestle in college. These are going to be some guys that are going to compete down the road right here. It's just a matter of where. He's going to go see Truett McConnell on Friday. And I think the University of Tennessee Chattanooga might be talking to Jaden Leak, but he's going to be at Averett University in Danville, Virginia to look at them also. So good things are happening here. Good things are happening. Thank you.
Coach, don't leave yet. I'm going to echo what Ms. Daniel said. For those of y'all don't know what Coach Poinsett has done, he's met with me several times about getting the wrestling program up to speed, and you've done a phenomenal job. But that's only half of it. Many of y'all might not be aware when the tragedy happened in Texas with the Guadalupe River that killed all the people. Coach Poinsett spearheaded an effort for a tractor trailer loaded down from all the goods from the citizens of Wayne County and drove all the way down to Texas to deliver food, water, diapers, everything that children and families needed to survive on his time, representing Wayne County, and took pictures and put it in there. So there's a lot more of what our teachers and our coaches are actually doing, not only for this community, but for people in need outside of this community. So that is why I commend everybody in our school system. God bless you. You do a wonderful job educating our children. You do a wonderful job coaching our children, and you young men and women do an outstanding job representing our community. So that goes for everybody that's involved to make us a great place to live and call home. So thank you for all of this.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I would like to also mention, if I could, I was fortunate a few years ago to be able to drive with the bus for the wrestling team to go to a few matches. And I've never been around wrestling. I've watched WrestleMania, but that doesn't count. But I will tell you this, if the discipline that wrestlers have is amazing, because when you go to weigh in, 1 pound can make a difference whether you're in this class or this class. And that can make a huge difference. And I will tell you this, these kids don't eat before they weigh in. So do not get between them and the buffet after they weigh in, because they will run you over. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Burgess. The next item on the agenda is public participation.
Have Betty Sapp. Good evening. Have you received?
Good afternoon. Can
Have
you hear me?
received a
Yes,
copy
ma'am.
of
Okay,
and read
my
the-
name,
Ms. Sapp, have you received a copy and read the public participation procedures?
yes, I have.
Do you have any questions about any of those procedures?
Yes, I have. Okay. My name is Betty Sapp. I am a retired teacher from Wayne County. This is home. I taught school for 42 years plus. I have 2 master's degrees, and I'm national board certified, and I have a life certificate for teaching in the state of Georgia. And I've been asked by several of the pastors who have churches in the 4th district, voting district, and community leaders to come before you, not with criticism, but to ask some questions, hoping that in the near future we can get some answers right away. First of all, in our community, there's a lot of things going around, so since there have been some concerns throughout the community in the churches, the pastors and some of the community leaders would like to know. We understand that the principal at Martha Ross Smith resigned. And of course, you know, you have everything going around. Some saying he was forced out, some say he resigned. So the churches and the community people would like to know the answers. We know some things are secret, but they would like to know the condition. Also, we in the community who are voting citizens would like to have an input as to who become the next principal at that school, since we had fought so hard to get the school and get it named. It was basically the 4th district that went and did everything we needed to do and raised the money to get that school in the 4th district, named after Martha Ross Smith. Now, we want to be able to do the same thing that Scriven did. When you did a survey and let Scriven, so we understand, citizens have a chance to give an input as to who became principal of Scriven Elementary School. We want that same kind of consideration. And the reason why, and I'm just going to do this real fast, is because when we first got the school, we had asked, the community had asked that Valerie Lawson be the principal, but Valerie was moved. And a year or so later, Valerie went to Hinesville, went to Liberty County, and the school that she became principal of had the highest averages for 2 years running in the state and in Liberty County. And the system that she used was the same system that she was using at Martha Ross Smith before she was moved. Then we had Dr. Dowles, who became a principal at Martha Ross Smith. Dr. Dowles had wrote a lot of things for the Wayne County School District. And she had wrote a program for at-risk students where the state of Georgia recognized her, and yet she was moved. Then you had here in Wayne County, Mr. McGee. Mr. McGee was assistant, but he was the band director at Wayne County High School. He was moved after a program that they still do in this county that he started. After he left here, went to Liberty County High School, became assistant principal at Bradwell High School, and then became Georgia State assistant principal. And he will represent the state of Georgia in Washington, D.C. Then you had Dr. who left not too long ago. He was here, and he had helped Jay Brinson run the school district, Dr. Simon. He used to be the principal at Martha Ross Smith, and he was moved for whatever reason. So we have some concerns. We're not accusing anybody of anything, but we want some answers because something is going on that's wrong. And right now the community is not satisfied. So they asked me if I would come and ask the board that whenever you get ready to get a new principal at Martha Ross Smith, that the community be involved in the selection. All we ask is that you come up with good candidates and let somebody, several people from the community, pastors or whatever, be involved in the selection, because there's something wrong that nobody can stay at that school. And it's not that the people at the school are doing something wrong, it's that they are being removed or resigning. So that is the question. And our last thing was, because Wayne County have 8 schools, they have 8 principals, only 2 minorities. One is gone, so we're asking that you keep the other minority at Martha Puckett Middle School. Because according to, you all know the law better than I do, but according to federal and state rules, there has to be a percentage of minorities in the school district to get federal and state money. We don't know how many because the minority teachers are leaving. There's not that many that's left. There's something wrong. So, with that being said, that concludes what they asked me to come and say to you, and they would like to have in the near future, the very near future, an answer about Martha Ross Smith School. And if somebody from the community or a board from the community will be allowed to help choose the principal out there. And we know we can't get an answer tonight, but we would like for you to please consider it, because as I said, the 4th district is in a mess. It's restless. So do you have any questions? No questions? Thank you.
Items of business, discussion and information, capital outlay projects. Just a quick update. We do have walls going up at the ROTC facility. I'm not sure if you've been able to ride by there, but there are walls. That's exciting. The footers are being dug for the athletic facility. Plumbing and electrical will follow, and we're expecting the slab to be poured within 2 weeks at that facility. So one question that has come up, so the contractor's trying to keep all the same workers on site, so they'll dig the footers at ROTC, then move on to the athletic, then move to the ag, so that they're not constantly calling back the same workers over and over. So any questions on capital outlay? Okay, the next item on the agenda is the GSBA legislative delegate request. We have to, by May the 10th, submit a delegate and an alternate for the June conference in Savannah. Last year it was Miss Daniel and Miss Mosley was the alternate. We will take a vote at the next monthly meeting on that, but that is just to give you some time to think about if you want to volunteer or be voluntold. But if you'll be prepared to come back at the March board meeting to take a vote on those two.
We've already talked about it.
I am interested, but I also tell you that I'm also going to be representing another district, but I represent as GOC representative for the GSBA, and that is legislative position, and I will see from GSBA legislative position. And whenever I'm not representing, so just want to let you all know that those things up there, yeah, and that's what our position might be.
Next item on the agenda is financial management. Dr. Kimberly Harrison has the January financial report.
Good evening. All right, so before you, you have the January financial report. On the first report is the general fund report, and the revenues are at the top of our budgeted revenue and our year-to-date revenue so far. The middle portion is our expenditures that are broken down by department. And the last portion of that first page is the expenditures broken down by object code. And you'll see that our ending fund balance as of January 31st was $18,642,122.18. All right, on the second and third page is the same information, just expanded by department and object code. So if you wanted to look and see exactly what is going on in each of our departments and what we're spending money on. The second report you have is the capital projects and debt services report. And you'll notice this from last month, we have a lot of new projects that have been added. And so the first column is our SPLOST. The SPLOST revenue for January was $567,550.95. But we've added some other projects there. And again, throughout those projects, you'll see those revenues and expenditures added. Any questions about the capital projects and debt services report? All right, so we'll move on to the special revenue report. And again, these are all of our federal funds, including Family Connections, pre-K, and school nutrition. Each of those have the revenue that we've taken in so far versus the expenditures. Again, those are on a reimbursable basis, so we do drawdowns every month. We have to spend the money to get the money. So we take care of those and make sure that every penny that's spent that we can get back, we are reimbursed for our expenditures. And then the last report is the school activity report. And so you'll see all the schools there are in the positive except for one. And that is quite a large number there, but there's a reason for that. And so a significant part of that was transferred from the general fund to all the different individual activity funds. We know that we're going to do a little bit better job next year of doing that earlier. And so you won't see that during January. You'll probably see that around September, if not August. Another thing is there was a $12,000 wrestling mat that was purchased. And then there's some expenditures for baseball right now, but the Home Run Club is going to reimburse us for those. So it is a large number, but there's a reason behind that. Okay. And the other schools that were in the negative, you see that they have already kind of shored that up and are making money.
I know we said this about 1,000 times, but what was our interest rate on our bonds that we're drawing in? Is that 500,000 or something?
So the revenue that we get from SPLOST is about $500,000 a month. And so this month we got a little bit more. We got $567,000. Any other questions?
Do I have a motion to approve the January 2026 financial report?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the vote. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is approval of transfer or surplus items, and we discussed this at the February work session, so we just need approval of those items tonight.
Do I have a motion to approve the presented transfer surplus items that were presented on February 10th?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the vote. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The Wayne County BOE will enter into executive session to discuss or deliberate upon the appointment, employment, compensation, hiring, disciplinary action or dismissal, or periodic evaluation or rating of a public officer or employee, or to interview applicants for the position of the superintendent as described in OCGA 50-14-3. Other matters considered or discussed may include negotiations, land, real estate, appeals, school safety plans, and legal matters. Do I have a motion to enter into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the vote. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the vote. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Personnel and community coach recommendations for February 24th, 2026. Norberto Ruiz, WCHS Boys Soccer. Chris Manning, Middle School Baseball. Certified recommendations, Alyssa Deloach, Wayne County High School. Tyler Rogers, Wayne County High School. Certified resignations, Alana Cook, Arthur Williams Middle School. Joseph Duncan, Wayne County High School, 50%. Christy Hersey, Wayne County High School, retiring. Judith Keith, Jessup Elementary School, retiring. Desiree Kicklighter, Arthur Williams Middle School. Billy Sapp, Odom Elementary School, 49%. Robert Taylor, Martha Puckett Middle School. Zachary Thomas, Wayne County High School. Classified recommendations, Kayla Richards, Arthur Williams Middle School. Tony Wrighton, Central Office. Classified resignations, Mary Chanel, Jessup Elementary School, retiring. Lila Groover, Central Office, retiring. Wendy Horn, Central Office. Hannah Reddish, James E. Bacon. Do I have a motion to approve the personnel and community coach recommendations list as presented?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the vote. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Harris?
Haven't heard how the basketball team's doing, but I hope the girls done well and wish the boys well as too. Since our buddy's not here, I'll pull in for him. Go Jackets.
Wise? Wise?
All our students, all of our teachers, administrators, thank you for the hard work you do. We appreciate you. Be safe and have a great year.
Mr. Yarborough's not feeling well tonight, so if y'all just kind of say a prayer for